Howdy folks, hope you're all having a great weekend and welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters, where we continue to kick butt for great justice. 2 demon princes down, 3 to go. An Inquisitor waifu has just found the location of the 3rd.
I feel it through the void. A wind of putrid spores. A trillion innocents doomed with every breath. I did what was necessary. The Reaper's course emanates before me. We must resume the hunt.
Yep, she's totally going to have to be purged before this game is done. And when you get purged by the Imperium, it's permanent. Not sure I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, there he is. Morgellus, Prince of Rust. We are not going to be going straight for him though. I'm saving that for a future episode, because right now we have other fish to fry.
The Ministorum transmissions are peculiarly coded. Numerous inconsistencies.
Deceptions and lies. The cathedral is infested.
Most assuredly, our enemy is here. We must honor the Imperium's loyal servants and sanctify their remains once we put an end to their suffering.
It's easy to get distracted by the bigger threats and allow the smaller threats to spiral out of control. I did that and I lost the planet to a Noctilith crown flowering. I don't want that to happen again. So we're here to clear up some of those bloom spawns before they spiral out of control and trigger another Noctilith Noctilith crown flowering event. Plus, Brother Purgator Cadulon is not Brother Purgator Cadulon anymore. He's now Brother Purifier Cadulon. Bring the Flamer, brother. The Heavy Flamer, yeah. This will be the first time I've used him, and I'm not entirely sure what his abilities do. I'm not convinced about the Heavy Flamer, or the Purifier as I believe it's known here. I mean, it's a very short-ranged weapon, but it's an area of effect weapon, and I think used properly, it could be tactically significant.
I sense something near.
One thing that I have noticed just from reading up on the various different skills and abilities that Purifiers have is a lot of the warp-charged abilities of their flamers do more damage depending on how much ammunition is loaded into the magazine, and unfortunately his weapon is, well, it only has 3 shots. He does have a 50% chance to automatically reload when he runs the magazine dry though. So that's Brother Purifier Cadulon. Allow me to introduce Brother Paladin Leofric Zabus, the other new member of the squad. He's not maximum rank yet either. And unlike Brother Paladin Thule, he is extremely tanky. Remember, we had to sacrifice Brother Interceptor Isad in order to respec Brother Paladin Thule. And he's still pretty tanky and pretty badass, but now he does a lot more damage as well. Brother Zabus is primarily going to be focused on just tanking and absorbing damage. So I now, or I will, once everybody's up to rank 9, which ain't going to take that long, have a fully specced and tricked out A and B teams, which I hear I am going to need. Right then, Patrol, Chaos Champion, Plague Marines, Mephitic Blight Haulers, oh, and of course Guy with a Hazard Spray. So approaching these guys is going to be tricky, or it would be if I didn't have Brother Librarian Foros in the squad. So, it's the old Gate of Infinity gag. Can't believe they're going to fall for this one twice. The Librarian is such a powerful unit. I mean, and it's not just because of utility like this. His Vortex of Doom is absolutely lethal, and he has the ability to control the Warp Surge, and he can stun people at range, although I haven't really been using the Psychic Scream, the ranged stun ability. Anyway, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Let's see. Actually, we're going to start off, because we got lucky with the teleport placement, and the rest of the squad is not in the way of Brother Candulon's flamer. Oh, I kind of like that. Oh, and of course it is an area of effect weapon, and it will affect Marines within the area as well, so this is what I mean. Careful placement of the Purifier and the rest of the squad is very, very important. So that's an outright kill on one, and he has basically severely messed up everybody else in this patrol. And there's the automatic reload. Well, it's not automatic. There's a 50% chance that it will be an automatic reload anytime he runs the magazine dry. Right then, Brother Paladin Zabus. Smack this bitch up for me, will you? He is a plague champion after all, but I'm sure you can handle him. Yep. And again. That leaves the Blight Hauler. Well, that just leaves the Blight Hauler.
You have been judged.
You know, considering this is not a fully tricked out squad, they are still pretty badass. Go on, Brother Librarian, you've spent some willpower, you need to get killed and get that willpower back. Right, that, believe it or not, was the first patrol. A Plague Champion, 2 Plague Marines, one of them with a Hazard Spray, and a Blight Hauler. These are the noobs. Hang on a minute. Intercept the Storms in this squad. Well, yeah, true, but he didn't do anything, did he? He just stood there and watched while Zabus and Candulon bitch-slapped everything into the middle of next week. With a little bit of assistance, admittedly, from Brother Librarian Foros. And yes, I have noticed there is a Blight Seed over there. And there's the first Bloom Spawn. Yeah, you know, for a squad of not yet fully tricked out, equipped and leveled up noobs, they're still pretty badass. And of course, I mean, I do read the comments, even if I don't respond to them all, and many people have repeatedly warned me that I am going to need 2 squads of fully tricked out badasses in order to complete this game. So this should do. Don't forget, back on the Strike Cruiser who are not deployed on this mission, I have Paladin Fool, I have Chaplain Storm, and I have Apothecary Han. Am I missing somebody? Oh yes, of course, Justicar Iolanthus. So that's an entire other squad, all at maximum level, all of them fully tricked out. And just in case those squad compositions aren't ideal, I do have a range of other brothers sitting waiting on the Strike Cruiser, anything between ranks 5 and 7. I have another Justicar, for example, that I think's at rank 7, Justicar Balls. So I have some form of flexibility here. I should be okay.
My blade is yours.
Right, I'm going to want Librarian Foros, I think, to go down and get that seed. Not Brother Purifier Candulon, because he hasn't spent any willpower, so there's not a lot of point in him getting the willpower back from picking that seed up. So we'll send Librarian Foros down there, we'll stack everybody else up on the door, ready to breach. Of course, sticking around like this does mean that it costs me an extra turn in order to recover that seed and give Librarian Foros a willpower point back, so the warp meter has risen to 70%, but that's alright, it's not a problem. Now, for one action point, can I get eyes on the Bloom Spawn? Good news, I can. Bad news, it's guarded by a Chaos Spawn. Even worse news, we're getting a Chaos Gate. Fortunately, the gate is right next to us, so I think, rather than doing my standard trick of just teleporting everybody in, slapping 7 shades of shit out of the Bloom Spawn, I think I was going to try to go for a Psychic Shriek there and stun the Chaos Spawn, but it has 7 stun points. That's a lot. Yeah, I think we'll just stay on this side of the gate and deal with the reinforcements instead. Here's where things go a little bit pear-shaped, but only a little bit. So people have been saying that if you position somebody directly underneath the Chaos Rift, it prevents anything from spawning from it. So I'm going to give that a try. Paladin Zabus is sitting on it with a defensive zone. Now you can't do Overwatch with Purifier Candulon's Heavy Flamer, but you can with Interceptor Storm's Storm Bolter. So we'll go ahead and set that up. And I thought this would be fine. I thought there's no way that Chaos Spawn is going to make it all the way over here in one turn. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. And I don't know if that would have actually worked, positioning Paladin Zabus underneath the reinforcement wave, because Chaos Spawn did make it through, sent everybody flying, cleared the area around the Warp Rift, and we got the reinforcements anyway. First, of course, the Plague Priest is doing something that I am probably not going to like over by the Bloomspawn, and then another patrol is on the way. We need to be very careful, and here come the reinforcements. And we've got a Plague Ridden and a bunch of cultists. Well, that could be worse. It could be better, but it could be worse. Right, my turn. The thing about Chaos Spawns is that they have a lot of nasty abilities and they have a lot of health, and every time you hit them they mutate and gain extra very nasty abilities. However, I'm looking at how the Plague Ridden and the two cultists are arranged, and this is a perfect opportunity target for Brother Librarian Foros's Psychic Scream. That's a guaranteed stun on the two cultists. It won't stun the Plague Ridden, but it won't take many more hits to stun the Plague Ridden. So the two cultists are now stunned, which means I just hit them in melee and it's immediate executes and bonus action points for everybody. Unfortunately, I can't actually get to them because of where they are. There's a Plague Ridden blocking the path. So let's get Paladin Zabus over and smack this thing up, because I need to kill the Plague Ridden in order to be able to execute the two cultists. And if I don't kill the Plague Ridden, the two cultists are going to recover from the stun, and it will be a complete waste. I think that's a pretty good spot for a Vortex of Doom. It will outright kill two of the cultists, so more willpower back there for Librarian Foros, and the Chaos Spawn didn't like it very much either. Librarian Foros still has one action point left. I do have crack grenades now, by the way, which wreck armour, but that's not going to be much use here. I can just shoot the Plague Ridden. Yeah, and don't forget, Interceptor Storm will get a reaction shot off as well, for free. I mean, it costs him ammo, but that's all it costs him. Here's my big problem, though. Brother Purifier Cadulon cannot get past that Chaos Spawn without getting hit. So, yeah. I mean, I have to be careful about where I aim. I don't want to hit Brother Interceptor Storm. Now, the Flames of Purity is basically the warp charge version of this, which does a lot more damage based on how much ammo you have left. But it does drain all of your ammunition. So, I think we're just going to flame it twice and then go for the Flames of Purity on his last shot, because it will do more damage. It just won't do as much damage as if he had a fully loaded magazine. It might actually be better to go Flames of Purity first, then reload, then Flames of Purity again, and maybe get an automatic reload. But I've kind of done it now. It's still doing a lot of damage. Yeah, we'll go Flames of Purity this time. It is doing extra damage, 10 now. What else do we have, though? Because it isn't going to kill it. And I've got to Intercept the Storm there, but I've also got a Plague Ridden and a pair of cultists to deal with. And I'm not sure he can do them all himself. Yeah, we're just gonna zap it with the Flamer. That's fine.
Opening fire.
It is going to mutate again, of course. And gain all kinds of new and nasty abilities. Yeah, now it's doing +2 damage on its melee hits, and it ain't dead yet. So, there's no way Interceptor Storm can kill all of these guys in one go. Don't forget, there's another cultist at the back there with an autogun as well. And even with a teleport strike, I can only hit one. So, oh well. We'll finish off the Chaos Spawn, because that thing is really dangerous and needs to die. So there's a willpower point back. And he's got one action point left. He can kill the Plague Ridden, but I can't do anything about the two stunned cultists. It means they will recover from their stun, and it's now their turn. Unfortunately, for them to get anywhere, they have to run past Paladin Zabus and Brother Interceptor Storm, and only one of them survives that.
No no match for the Emperor's
So that wasn't
chosen.
great, but it could easily have been a lot worse. Now this cultist at the back shoots an interceptor storm. Oi, pack that shit in, sunshine. And then sets the worst Overwatch I have ever seen. I mean, really, what was the point of that? The other one shoots at Librarian Foros, but he's in Terminator armor, he doesn't care. The Plague Priest over there at the Bloom Spawn is still doing something nasty. And the Warp Surge, all enemy melee attacks afflict immobilized for the next 3 turns. Okay, well, we need to clean up these 2 cultists. So, Librarian Foros, you get over there and bitch slap him into the middle of next week with your warning stave. And get a point of willpower back. And...
Your command.
Interceptor Storm's been hurt. I don't like that. We're going to kill this guy. It should have taken 2 hits, but he got a lucky crit, because he crits like a motherfucker. And now it's the Bloom Spawn. Right. All of our stratagems are locked out here, by the way. This planet is not covered by our prognosticars. So, I'm going to get him back here. And we are going to heal him up with Paladin Zabus's Medicae Servo Skull. I do try to have at least 1 Medicae Servo Skull on the squad anytime I do a mission without Brother Apothecary Han.
My wrath is restored, brother.
And now we are going to teleport over. Remember, it doesn't have unlimited range, you must have a line of sight. So that's 1 action point
Your command.
from Brother Foros.
It will be done.
And we're going to end the turn there. Out of range of any ranged attacks from the Bloom Spawn. Still not sure what that Plague Priest is doing. Can't actually see him from here. Right then, Brother Foros, off you go. That'll leave him with 1 action point. That is more than close enough. Can I leave him with 2 and still see? Yes, I can. Cool. Actually, before Gate of Infinity, can I hit? No, they're just out of range of a Chaos Vortex. Okay, well, we'll teleport everybody to here. This will do. Hope I get lucky on the deployment. Because I'd really prefer not to have anybody in Brother Cadulon's line of fire. Because he's going to get medieval on their asses. And unfortunately, Paladin Zabus is. But that's alright, because I can move him over here and deal with the most dangerous bit of the Bloom Spawn. 2 hits. Kills that, that's fine. And he's now out of the way and gets a willpower point back. So, let's have a look. Librarian Foros is kind of in the way. And he's only got 1 action point left. So we'll just move him out of the way. And now, Brother Cadulon, what's it going to be? I think we're... Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, that will do. That will do very, very nicely indeed. And we're going to do it again. And Flames of Purity... We don't actually need to warp charge with the Flames of Purity. Oh, wait, I've just realised there's a thing at the back. Oh, it's alright, we've still got Intercept Storm. So we'll kill the Plague Priest. And does he get a free reload? And he gets the willpower. And there's the free reload.
Mercy.
There is one other thing at the back. Actually,
What is your will?
yeah, I mean, it's not going to kill it. But it's all XP for Paladin Zabus, and then we can just finish it off. Actually, Cadulon
Yes, Commander.
still has an action. But he's not going to be able to hit it without also hitting Paladin Zabus, so we'll just finish it off with Intercept the Storm. Nice and easy. Job done. First Bloom Spawn, dealt with. I'm really starting to like the Purifier. I had my doubts at first, because I thought, flamethrower, range 7, yeah, what kind of long-range fire support is that? Well, it isn't, obviously, but it's area of effect fire support, or perhaps more accurately, area of effect denial. I mean, Purifier Cadulon, when he became Purifier Cadulon and was no longer Purgator Cadulon, gave up the silencer, which is long-range fire support. And Purifiers can still use the silencer, but if you're going to use the silencer, there's not an awful lot of point in promoting them to Purify from Purgator. You may as well just still be a Purgator. It's really all about that flamethrower. Used correctly, it is a devastating weapon. Anyway, one bloom spawn down, 2 to go, and here's number 2. It's another plague priest, and more reinforcements. And there is a patrol very, very close nearby as well. And yeah, the patrol, even though we didn't have line of sight, they were obviously the ones guarding the bloom spawn, and they have triggered it. And again, the most hilariously inept Overwatch I think I have seen since the last hilariously inept Overwatch. So, what do I want to do here? Well, I think the Vortex of Doom would be really, really nice before they scatter. Unfortunately, of course, you do require range and line of sight issues, so I'm probably going to have to spend an action point to try to hit as many of these as I possibly can. I think that's the best we're going to do, and it's pretty damn good. It's going to kill 4 of them and seriously injure a fifth. So much for the patrol. I'm sorry, that was hilarious. Okay, let's have a look. What have we actually got here? I can't even see what that is. Doesn't matter, we're going to smite it anyway. Yeah, warp charging doesn't actually do any extra damage, it just makes it pierce the armour. So, fine. I can't even see what it is, but it has been smited. Now then. Interceptor Storm.
Taking position.
And the... Oh, I've misjudged that one. I'm going to have to move in closer in order to be able to hit anything with his Overwatch. And you know what? I think he'll actually do more damage. If he's right next to it, I can still do the Overwatch, and then anything that drops out of that will get hit by his reaction attacks in melee.
Praise the Emperor.
So, before we... oh, of course, I was going to... Before setting up the defensive zone, I was going to smite with Paladin Zabus, but his smite isn't upgraded, so it doesn't have unlimited range. We'll set up the defensive zone, and I don't think we need to warp charge it. He's got more than enough armour. There's nothing else I can really do here with Brother Cadulon. I mean, I could lay a fire hazard down on the stairs there, do a Prometheum spray with his heavy flamer. But, well, it's a Plague Priest up there, as well as some static defences. It's not going to be coming down here anyway. It's going to stay up there to defend the Bloom Spawn. So, yeah, let's not bother. I'm safely out of range of everything. I just have to deal with whatever comes through the Warp Rift. Oh, it wasn't a Plague Priest, it was a Plague Ridden. Alright, well, it's not doing anything. It's just wandering around, so fine, happy with that. We're out of range of all the static defences. Oh, there's a surviving cultist who is going to set up... Yeah, that's a completely useless Overwatch as well. The Plague Priest in the Bloom Spawn is doing beneficial mutations, additional armour for everybody, although everybody at this point only really includes the Plague Ridden. And through the Chaos Gate we have nothing. It does work. If you're positioned correctly, you can block anything from coming through the Chaos Gates. It's the first time that's ever happened for me. Right, okay, so much for the reinforcements. Brother Purifier Cadulon. Can move him up to there, and he will have exactly 1 action point left. Okay. Oh, that's unfortunate. I will do Flames of Purity, because it will do a shit ton of damage. Unfortunately, it just doesn't have the range to also hit and kill the Plague Ridden. But he does get the automatic reload, so that's nice. Can't do anything with it because that's all 3 of his action points. Right then, Librarian Foros.
Storm.
We'll come back to you in a moment. Interceptor Storm. For moving... Yeah. We'll take this cultist out. Fingers crossed for a lucky crit. There's the lucky crit. Well, there's nothing really lucky about Interceptor Storm critting. He has crit stacked right out of his ass. Now, we'll do the teleport strike, or will we? It's going to leave Intercept the Storm awfully exposed. Maybe a crack grenade? How many of them can I cover with a crack grenade? That looks pretty good. Crack grenades are fantastic, by the way. They're like frag grenades, but they destroy armor permanently. So that was a nice start. Really seems to have pissed off the Plague Ridden. I'm a little worried that I might have a couple of guys within range of some of the static defences ranged armor-piercing attacks. Oh, hang on a minute. Yeah, I really should use the environment more. This probably ain't going to kill it, but it will knock it back and nearly kill it, which hopefully puts me out of range of its stream of corruption. I guess we'll find out. Again, line of sight and range issues with the Vortex of Doom. So how far can I move Librarian Thoros and still have the one action point left that he's going to need? That will do. And now, yeah, that is much better. Oh, holy shit, that is just... that's not even fair. Have I mentioned how much I love Librarian Thoros and that Vortex of Doom? It is an absolute game changer. And now all I can really do is move up the good brother Paladin and wait to see what the Plague Priest is going to do. He's healing himself. All right, fine. I can deal with that. You can heal yourself all you like, sunshine. It's oh shit. Another Warp Rift. You know what? This is fine. Everybody gets a point of willpower back for the Warp Surge. And the enemy now have no further reinforcements. So we're getting no more Warp Rifts. I should probably send somebody down there to deal with whatever's coming through the gate though. But first, let's kill this Plague Priest. Who are we going to use to do it? I guess if you want something killed, right the hell now, you send Intercept the Storm. 12 hit points, not a problem. Ooh, another patrol. We must be cautious. And of course, he gets a crit. I mean, will afflict him to bleed, but it's not going to survive long enough to bleed to death. I have those new falchions equipped. He does so much damage now. I mean, he always did, but he does even more now. So that leaves the entire rest of the squad with a little bit of range support, perhaps. Actually, probably not. He's way too far away. But that leaves the entire rest of the squad to deal with whatever's coming through this Chaos Rift. So, Paladin Zabus up first. So they should go for him first, and that's fine because he has armor and a lot of health. I use all of his action points to get there, so he can't set up a defensive zone, but that's fine. Let's get everybody else up there. Bit of Overwatch there from Librarian Thoros. Because why the hell not? And even though he can't set up Overwatch or anything, and it will cost him all of his action points here. I can't move him up close enough to be able to set, to have the range to set any kind of hazard underneath the Chaos Rift. We're just going to have to go with some Overwatch. Oh, we have a Mephitic Blight Hauler. Not terrible. I can remember when those things were dangerous. There goes the Overwatch knife. And a couple of Plague Marines. Does one of them have a hazard spray? Because that could be bad. If they did, they didn't use it. Right. Yeah, let's get the good Paladin over there and start smacking up the Blight Hauler. Again, these things have a lot of armor, but very, very little health, so that's dead. Remember, it's not all about Brother Purifier Cadulon here. I mean, we want to get him to rank 9, but we need to get Brother Paladin Zabus up as well. So I am feeding him kills too. Yeah, there's not a lot of... I mean, I could warp charge the smite and it would bypass the armour, but then the next thing to hit him would have to get through the armour anyway, so it may as well blast the armour off. I find that warp charging the smite, which gives it the armour piercing ability, only really is useful if you have an enemy who you weren't able to kill in the previous turn but is left on low health and then regenerates all of their armour. The warp charge smite absolutely is very useful under those circumstances. Oh, look at this. He's only got the one action left though. So in order to guarantee the kill,
Yes,
I will charge up Flames of Fury. And that is
Yes,
pretty much everything dealt with.
I will sanctify my rounds.
Well, not everything. There's another patrol and one final Bloomspawn. Oh wait, no, there's not everything. There's another Marine, isn't there? I've completely forgotten. Right then. So, teleport from Intercept the Storm. And... fingers crossed for a lucky crit. There's the lucky crit. He won't survive this. He's doing extra crit damage. There's no point in armor piercing. All of his armor's already been smacked off. We'll just go for the stun. Oh, not quite enough. But the second he tries to move... No, he doesn't move. Instead he goes for a melee attack on the Librarian who just triggered an Aegis shield. And then he tries to move with Intercept the Storm standing behind him. Right. So, now there's just the one Bloomspawn left. And I think another patrol as well. Although we've, for now at least, lost sight of it. And the Bloomspawn, of course, is just right on the other side of this door. Kill that Bloomspawn, and it's one successful mission. And the Forces of Chaos no longer have any reinforcements. Although, usually if there's one or more reinforcement waves left on the final Bloomspawn, I tend to just bypass them anyway. Go straight for the Bloomspawn, kill it, end the mission. Even before the reinforcements teleport in. That's not going to happen now, of course, because there are no further reinforcements. And we managed to spoof one of the reinforcement waves by standing on top of the Chaos Gate as it opened. We tried to do it on the first Chaos Gate, but we got elbowed out of the way by a fucking Chaos Spawn, didn't we? So that didn't really go according to plan. Still. This is it. Bloom should rise to 70? No, 65%, 15% per turn. Right then. Brother Librarian Foros, you are going to run... Let's see. With one action point remaining, you can get to there. That should get you eyes on the Bloomspawn, allowing you to Gate of Infinity teleport the rest of the squad right on top of it. Oh, it didn't. Oh. Okay, they're further away than I thought. Instead, I'm going to use Imperium Domination with his final remaining action point to reduce the Warp Surge.
Affirmative.
He can do this by 25%. If I'd spent more points in that discipline, he could have reduced the Warp Surge to 0. But, well, I like Vortex of Doom more, so I put more points into things like that. Now let's get everybody stacked up. I don't want to trigger the reinforcements. Not reinforcements, sorry, the patrol and the Bloomspawn itself. Warp Surge rises to 55%, and now we move the good brother Librarian. How far can I get him? Still have one. That's about as far as it will go. He definitely will. Yes. And it's the same deal as before. We've got a lot of cultists and the Plague Ridden, as well as the Plague Priest and the Bloomspawn itself. So the Plague Ridden is giving everybody beneficial mutations, because he's a bastard like that. Extra hit points, extra damage. Here comes the Overwatch. Yeah, and it's actually a good Overwatch this time. How about this one? Yeah, that's very good Overwatch. Shame it's a complete waste of time, because we are, of course, going to teleport everybody all the way over there. Is that as close as we can get? I mean, it completely bypasses everybody. You can't quite get everybody right on top of the Bloomspawn, but yeah, this is as close as. It'll do. Close enough for government work. Right then. Vortex of Doom. Yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, that's even better. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, that'll have to do. Unfortunately, it's only going to slaughter 3 of them outright. Yeah, I know. I should demand a refund. And yeah, what now?
I am here to serve.
You know what? Instead of just going straight for the Bloomspawn, let's try to clean up as much as we can, because we don't have any reinforcements to worry about. So, Brother Foros, just hit this Plague Ridden really, really hard with your warding stave. Don't worry, Brother Cadulon, we'll come back to you in a moment. We're not using that heavy flamer in close quarters like this. Brother Paladin Zabus. Yeah, we're going to use you to finish off the Plague Ridden. I mean, I'll pick a random crit effect. It's not going to matter. It's not going to survive long enough to be able to use any of its special abilities. Yeah, we'll hit it again. But there's another kill for Brother Paladin Zabus, and another kill for Brother Paladin Zabus. Remember, this guy's the noob. Oh, and not quite another kill. That's a shame. Even if we full strike it. Unless he gets a lucky crit, which would be lucky, because he doesn't stack crit. Really? It's left it on 1 hit point. Right. Yeah. Crack grenade. You know what? The Plague Priest does have a lot of armor. So, yeah, why not?
As you command.
Doesn't have a lot of armor anymore.
The foe bleeds.
Now, here's the thing. All of these area denial abilities that lay a flame hazard down, they don't actually do any initial damage. They just lay a hazard spray that people will suffer damage from in consecutive turns. So I really need to move in order to hit the maximum possible number of targets with the heavy flamer. Oh my god, would you look at that? Can I get that final one? I can't. We will do Flames of Purity here, and the Plague Priest won't like it. He didn't like it at all. There's the free reload. And I think we're just going to do that again, except this time we're going to kill the static defenses too, and that is mission complete.
Commander, all designated targets are destroyed. Teleportation initiating.
So that was, I mean, you know, not quite a flawless mission. We took a couple of bumps and scratches, but almost a flawless mission. And these are the noobs. I mean, yeah, okay, we had Librarian Foros and Interceptor Storm along just in case things went wrong. Didn't really need them. Well, Librarian Foros kicked a lot of arse with his Vortex of Doom, I have to admit. We did kind of need him. But the new guys handled themselves really, really well. So we recovered a couple of seeds. I have 11 requisition points available. Let's check out the available rewards. Rank 7 chaplain. I don't really need another chaplain. Ooh. Ooh, now it is... Oh, it's a side cannon. Damn it. And it's only tier 2. That's a shame. That's not a bad weapon. But I just don't use side cannons. And I'm not really interested in picking up tier 2 gear at this stage. It's tier 3 or go home. Speaking of which... Oh, wow. Look at that Force Halberd. It does a blast attack. And can have how much crit? 20%? Oh, we're having that. And an automatic first strike. Well, it's not completely automatic, it's only 25%, but that can be increased with focus. Yeah, we're taking that. That is too good to not take. What about the Terminator armor? Bonus armor, bonus hit points, bonus willpower, focus, 35% focus. Oh, wow. That's kind of nice as well. And tier 2 frag grenades. Yeah, you know, whatever. It's 5 damage over a decent area, so sure, we'll take them. Now, promotions. Promotion for Paladin Zabus, but not for Purifier Cadulon. That's a shame. Next mission, he will definitely earn a promotion, though. My big problem with Paladin Zabus is, I mean, he's tanky as all hell, but he's basically got no willpower. He only has 6. Although he doesn't really use much willpower, except for when he warp charges his defensive zone ability, which he almost never does, because he's tanky as all hell, and just the action point version of it is plenty good enough. I would still like to get more willpower unlocked though, and remember this is his rank 8 promotion, so he gets these 2 ability points and then he gets another 2 on his rank 9 promotion, and that's it. So I have to figure out a way to get to some bonus willpower on the talent tree here with 4 ability points. So there are 2 ways I could do it. I could go through the Emperor's Will Discipline down here at the bottom, The problem there is the Emperor's Will just allows him to transfer his willpower to other members of the squad. And I do that with Paladin Thule. He has a lot of willpower. He's basically a walking willpower battery. But that's not going to happen with Paladin Zabus. I could get to the bonus willpower down there with 3 ability points, so when he reaches rank 9 I could do it, but he's never going to use the Emperor's Will ability. On the other hand, if I go through the Fury discipline and give him the Fury of the Ancients ability, I will also be able to get there with 3 ability points, and that gives him something to actually spend the willpower on, and a pretty damn devastating close range area of effect cone attack. So that's what we're going to do. And don't forget, we do have the location of the 3rd of the 5 Demon Princes. Before we tackle Morgellus here, however, there is something that I have been meaning to try. After, again, I do read your comments, after listening to people saying that it is entirely possible for Interceptor Storm to nuke a Demon Prince down in 1 turn if you back him up with Honour the Chapter from not 1 but 2 Justicars, as well as using the Quicksilver stratagem, and I'd kind of like to give that a go. The problem is I only have 1 Justicar, Justicar Iolanthus, except I don't. I have another Justicar languishing in the barracks, the rank 5 Justicar Balls, who you may remember from some of the earlier missions. I want to get him ranked up a little, however, although I really only need him as an Honour the Chapter battery, but I prefer to get him ranked up in the process. Plus we do have many other Bloomspawn missions that will need to be taken care of, otherwise we're going to end up like this one. If I don't take care of that, we will get another Noctilith Crown flowering, and I only have 6 days to do it. So Morgellus is just going to have to wait. I do have other priorities. Plus, I kind of like the look of some of these armory rewards. So that will be coming up in the next episode. In the meantime, as always, be pure, be vigilant, behave.